The executive director of CLEEN Foundation, Gad Peters, has said the issues of public safety and security are some of the major challenges the Nigerian police force encounter in the country. He made the assertion at the public dissemination of the post-EndSARS research and training of police oversight agencies organized by the CLEEN Foundation.
A long-term effort is required to establish a framework for police oversight and accountability to strengthen integrity within the system of policing. Public safety and security issues are among the biggest challenges to Nigeria constituting democracy, and the Nigerian Police Force is central to managing all of these issues. You are all aware of the various insecurity that we face as a nation, and especially as we come down to the 2023 general election. However, the EndSARS issues, the EndSARS mass action in October 2020 against the police and the subsequent security force crackdown further led to diminishing promises of a police force that is people-centered. Hence, the call for structural changes, reform capacity, and making the police more effective. The effectiveness of policing depends on the public having confidence and trust in the police. This has to happen. The police must clear their ranks and file of officers and men that do not have respect for human rights or train or deal with people with impunity. Since policemen require officers to be viewed by citizens and unbiased, we must at this moment to urge the police to ensure that their men and women do not take part or active part in politics, so that we do not have conflict of interest or confusion as we run into the 2023 election.
Meanwhile, the Honorable Minister of Police Affairs, Mohammed Dangyadi, highlighted that modalities were put in place to allow citizens to channel grievances to appropriate authorities.
We are doing all these things not because we don't like the police, but because we want to make them perform more creditably well. We want them to be more citizen-centered. We want them to respect the people they are serving. We want them to be more democratic in what they are doing. So this committee, which has gone around the Central Political Zones, sensitize Nigerians that representatives from the Ministry itself, Ministry of Police Affairs, from the Police Service Commission, from the Nigerian Police, from the Nigerian Human Rights Commission, NGOs and others.
The Commission, if properly strengthened and positioned, can take care of most abuses, complaints against the police officers, and the likelihood of reoccurrence of such protests would be zero, even for the future. There are a lot of complaints against the police, and such complaints come to the Police Service Commission, and we have various departments that deals with them. It's very, very important, because a lot of these complaints, if care is not taken, definitely the public will lose its confidence in the police itself. And these are, a lot of functions that are being performed and are being underdone in the Police Service Commission to ensure that any complaint that is brought before the Police Service Commission against the police officer or however it is called, we have the mandate and the power to look into such and to ensure that disciplinary measures are taken and to make sure that nobody is, goes scot-free. There are a lot of excesses, there is no doubt about it, and these excesses must be checked. And the only way to check these excesses is by an independent body. That is again another very important, significant factor. It's a civilian body, because the police cannot check themselves. You cannot be a judge in your own court.
Without accountability, police cannot have credibility and public trust. Like, you cannot have an efficient police without an efficient intelligence and investigation. That's one of the things we've missed for a very long time. Without intelligence, capability, competencies in intelligence and investigation, your police are as good as Boy Scouts. They are as good as Boy Scouts. And for almost 5 decades, we took of justice, you will see that in the quality of evidence you get in court and the rest of it, and in our ability to foresee and indeed mitigate a lot of problems that we encounter in the country. So I want to thank new leadership who are paying attention to this area, especially the police with respect to intelligence and interrogation.
CLEEN Foundation maintained that the findings were targeted at ascertaining what changed since the EndSARS protest in 2020 and what is needed to be put in